All right, Educated Idiots Podcast. Welcome back. We wanted to make sure that we did a quick one here. It's been a while, and I wanted to make sure that we didn't go too long in between things here. So, Educated Idiots Podcast. I'm Doug Wilkinson. This is, to my left, Dan Hensing. Say hello, Dan.
Hello, Dan.
And so we want to get into, right off the bat, there is pressing news. I don't know the results of this test. You know what? Why would I set it up? Dan, take it away. Tell the people what's been going on and what we're about to find out.
I can't feel my feet. So, and what you mean by that is like, I was trimming my toenails the other night. That's disgusting, but I was, because that's what people do. And I got done and watching TV, and my daughter says, "Hey, Dad, you're bleeding." I didn't even realize I was bleeding, so that's how bad it is. Anyway, I went to the doctor, went all kinds of tests, did all kinds of probes. You know how it feels to be probed.
I do indeed.
I love that. Anyway, not diabetic, so if you're placing wagers out there. Type 2, not yet. Something to look forward to.
I wonder if I'll be able to create type 3 when I get back to where I was before when I was in college.
So it wasn't diabetes, it wasn't whatever, some other big word. Come to find out, I was trying to listen, but we
but we all know how that one works.
It's a pinched nerve.
Been
And
there?
I said, okay, what do we, yoga? I know, what do we do for yoga? And he said, nothing. He said, it's just, that's going to cause problems. And he said, also looking at the x-ray, you have arthritis in your something down there.
Oh.
So, but he said, that kind of got me nervous because like arthritis, and I am getting older.
Yeah. Nah, hey. Not
And
for me to judge.
But the arthritis anyway. Where's it going with that?
You were just going to tell us the results. What's going to happen? Are they going to do surgery?
If you have 100 people, if you pull them off the street and you check their back, like 15 to 20 of them would have arthritis. So that's not like a huge deal.
Okay.
So basically, no tumors because I thought I was going to have a tumor.
Not
I always go worst case scenario and come back. I was thinking like dialysis or something, and that didn't happen. And then what else?
I was thinking they were going to kill me, and then when I realized they didn't have to put me down like a horse or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So
now you can live.
By the way, did I ever tell you that I used to open for a yodeling pony?
No.
But he never went on because he was a little horse. Just
Oh,
kidding. Thank you. I'm here all week.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
horrible.
That was bad. All right. I actually on the back front stuff. We were talking about that because in a study hall situation between classes, some kids were talking about it, and they were asking me about mine and everything that went on, and and then they finally one of the kids, I told them the fusion and what they had to do. They YouTubed my surgery.
Gross.
And then we're watching it.
Actually, you?
Not me personally, but just the concept of what they did. And there's this person there that just their back's just filleted open, and the spinal columns and everything are all there, and the people are watching the doctors go nuts, and they're like, "Oh my God!" And I go, "Well, that's probably not what they did to me." And I looked at the side, and it was like a paralyzed person. So like they're like trying to like a last ditch effort, like. That's how I think doctors do surgery.
Yeah, that's
is like
good.
with that motion. So yeah, they I think got done and they just kind of looked at me and they were like, respect. And I was like, yeah, I did earn it. That because I laid there while they cut me open.
What hour was that?
That was I don't know, in the afternoon. A couple days ago.
Because my second hour, no respect, zero.
None.
I'm about ready to go crazy.
I want to take a moment and represent the beard, which I haven't shaved since we made our comeback. Still meaty, still going. Dan hasn't shaved either. He's got a little something going on there. I've got 4 colors going on in this bad boy.
It's like calico.
Yeah, I've got gray, white, brown, and red. They're all there.
That's cool.
And I've got it on. I think I want to go just for men on that beard.
This
Franco
isn't
Harris.
you in the photo.
Yeah, I'm going with it. So we're going to see what happens. I'm hoping to make an audition for Sons of Anarchy. I want to be on that bike riding TV show. Of course,
everybody likes it. Calls it Sons. I listen.
That's where I'm going. I want to be.
Hey, here's a news flash. Earlier in the week, my good friend over here, Doug, said we had lunch together. What? You guys hang out besides here? Yeah, we do.
We do.
I was having lunch, and I didn't have my back to the people, and I don't like that, but I had to take the available chair. And so I'm like...
See, this is what's happening here. This is what's happening. You cannot focus. You can't focus.
Anyway, I like to see things. I like to see what's going on, right? And so, like, I watch people. I don't listen. I watch. Maybe I listen a little. Fast forward. I asked for a pop. Anybody, can I bum a pop off somebody? And, like, one guy was trying to answer me, but he prefaces everything he says. And then another person was saying something really inappropriate. I don't want to hear that. And he's over here saying, like,
New guy's in the corner puking his guts out. Bleh.
He's saying, like, I got a pop, but I didn't hear him. Later in the day, fast forward, he comes up to me and goes, by the way, you seriously have ADD. We used to joke about it, but you need medicine.
Yeah, it's true. 3 times I offered him a pop. Not once, not twice, but thrice, and nothing.
Thrice.
Didn't happen. All right, we're going newsy here. I got a news story here. Dan is not aware of this story. It involves a father and his daughter. And this is going to be a little closer to you with the age of the young lady in the story than it would be to mine. But as the fathers of girls here, I thought this was good. So here we go.
Father of mine.
Wow.
Tell me where sorry.
Everclear. That is actually who sang that. Wow, I can't believe I haven't heard
I got
them.
an upper register I don't want to show off usually.
I appreciate that. All right, here we go. Dateline, Salt Lake City.
Hello.
A Utah man is accused of threatening his teenage daughter with a rifle during an argument that began over the board game Battleship. So here you go. Now I'll let everybody else do the math here. But 68-year-old man, 17-year-old daughter. Maybe that's the start of the problem. He accused her of cheating, and he broke the game. The girl tried to leave the, keyword here, trailer.
I didn't even know the story.
You didn't know the story, and you still knew that. Where they were playing, the man drug her back by the hair and pointed a loaded rifle at her head. And this is the kicker. The father was arrested on, I don't even know why they put suspicion, but suspicion of intoxication and then aggravated assault and other charges.
B4!
I know. What is it? You know, it's like,
Whatever
I mean,
do.
seriously, it's like, you know, it's like, what did he say? Like, yeah, like B4 out of that bingo probably. But if that's part
Isn't
of that?
it B4?
And if they say that and she's like, no, and he's like, yes, it was Glock. Like, what happens there? Like, all of a sudden he's pulling out weapons and like,
wow.
Can you imagine doing that? You have a daughter, you have two teenage daughters.
Yeah.
Could be a TV show. But you have 2 teenage daughters. Can you ever imagine?
I could see him breaking the game.
Sure.
You know what I mean, I get that. Like,
Okay.
teach a lesson, game over. But not.
But dragging him by the hair? Pulling out a
I
weapon?
don't own a gun.
Ah,
let
gun.
alone minigun.
Enough to necessitate a rack if we're going to go with the Wayne's World thing a little further. But seriously, like, what? I can't even imagine. Like, I've got a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, and yeah, you get mad. And I'm sure there's some of my college friends out there that are watching that go, I could see 20-year-old Doug doing this. Mm-hmm. And guess what? 32-year-old Doug, hobo beard aside, not going to make it happen.
Gentlemen.
Yeah, I am. I'm a gentleman and a scholar. Notice the hoodie. All right, so that was one news story that I thought we'd hit. You've got some interesting news from the comedy world. Some stuff
yeah,
you
I
just
almost
discovered.
forgot, too,
I
because
knew you were going to forget. Our pre-production meetings are like literally 20 seconds of going, you know what you're going to say, Dan? Yep, tell me. Why? You'll forget. Okay.
I did too.
Yes, you did. That
go.
ADD thing, that's kind of... Okay, so...
I
comedy,
like me, so just...
I love you.
Okay.
Otherwise, I wouldn't keep doing this.
Okay,
so.
good. There's a comedian out there. I won't say his name because really I don't need to say his name.
Because you don't know it?
No, I do know it.
Okay.
Well, I don't know the last name, but the first name is a weird name. But I've never heard of him, and I've heard of people.
You've got your finger on the pulse of the
I know
comedic
what's going
world.
on in the comedic world, and I'm a little bit bothered by the fact I've never heard the guy. And here's why. It was an article on how much comedians make. It has my attention. See if we can't replace a little teacher salary. Anyway, but all of a sudden they said...
Podcast not going well enough, tell your friends.
More than 30 viewers would be nice.
That would
but
be
I'm
great.
just...
But whatever, we love those that are there.
Thank you, 30.
Yeah.
And that's me 3 times watching.
I think I'm contributing to your ADD by getting the story off track further. I'm sorry. So you were doing the research, you were looking at how much they made.
Exactly. And there's people not sitting around me. Oh, wait, that's a different story. Okay. The guy makes $375,000 a year, and he's going around the college scene. Well, he does other stuff too, corporate stuff, but I've never heard of the guy.
$300,000 a year. That's a
Yeah.
healthy paycheck.
Because I always thought like comedians kind of make like the big. It's either like feast or famine. You know what
Sure.
I mean? And usually more famine.
Famine than feast. Yeah, I'm with you.
I almost said fathom.
Well, that's okay.
I know.
I'm here. I'm
I
here
know
to
what it
catch
means,
you.
but I don't know how I got there. But anyway, $375,000. I could do that for 1 year, and I would be fine for like 5. You know, and they'd be like, no.
For 5. You did the math right there on the spot. I was
did.
impressed.
I'm like,
I did. How? And then my question is how? How do you get into that niche? How do you do that?
then I
stuff?
went
Did
and
you find
watched
out?
him, you know, because I'm like, well, if I haven't seen him, I want to know, like, okay.
If he's funny, I want to know.
Because here's the deal. I told you before in the past, if someone's good, I can't give them enough accolades. But
Sure.
if someone's not good, rhymes with Biddy. No. I just rail on them because they're making a ton of money and they're not good. This guy was actually amusing, and here's what he had. He had a funny face, and he had a great delivery. His material was suspect, but he had he was polished, and he was like,
sure.
But after a while, I don't know, a funny face make $3.75. I mean, look at this mug. Jesus, this thing's huge. This should be supersized or something to 500,000.
Based on size alone, you should be getting more money.
I should be top comedian. Me, George Lopez, and then others.
Others.
George Lopez has a big head too.
Yeah, well, there you go. Then you're amongst friends. All right, well, that's a little snippet into our lives. Educated Idiots Podcast.
Oh, by the way, here's my impersonation of the old man on Pawn Stars.
ADD. I love it. Perfect.
You're welcome.
Check us out. Hopefully we can make your day a little more enjoyable. For Doug, I'm Dan.
Bye-bye.